All right, so here we have a Honda Tucson 2015, and we are looking for dents on it. There's not really any, but I do think I see one right here. So we kind of take a look at it, and we're going to use the Artec Leo to measure this dent. And so on the right-hand side here, you can see what the scanner sees, and on the left is what it looks like watching somebody scan. So on the right, you can see in real time, this system is able to track without targets and scan simultaneously. You notice there when it went blue, that means I was too far away. So you simply just see that correction and move a little bit towards the object. Here I'm just kind of capturing a little bit of the car. I'm really only worried about the dent, but to give a little reference and just kind of illustrate what else can be done here, just go ahead and, grab a little bit of the data. You'll notice the windows aren't coming through. If we want those to come through, we're going to use some evaporative spray. Some of the data you might be able to find on Artec, shows pristine car samples that have the glass windows in there, and they simply just use the sublimating spray sold by A-Sub. So here, just kind of grabbing some of the tire because it looks good. And then at the end, you can kind of quickly see on the screen that you got everything that you wanted. And so the next step will be to wirelessly transfer all that data onto a laptop or a computer for processing. The Wi-Fi is a little bit slower. You have another option of being able to connect an Ethernet cable, which will make the transfer that much faster. For this example, I did use the highest ultra setting just so we could have a really crisp, pristine look at that dent. And so it takes a little bit longer to bring all of that data over. If you were just doing that one dent, you wouldn't need to spend nearly as much time scanning, and then you would not have to spend as much time downloading the data either. And so our task will be to bring the data in. Now remember, it's just a bunch of images. And so we first need to register the data, and then we will need to run a fusion. So first we'll do that registration task. We will see that the data has been loaded in. And we will quickly just inspect to make sure it looks about right. Looks like we're getting things in about the right space. When you do objects on different sizes and different sides, it may look a little more complicated than this. This is quite simple. So all we need to do here is just simply go to the registration option and make a few selections here. This is not a thin part, so we're going to disable that. And then we're going to limit our search radius here a little bit. And then we will go ahead and let the registration run. All right, so what we have here is the complete finished fusion of the quick scan of the car. And we're going to go ahead and make a partial version here. Now we're going to cut the partial version up because we want to keep the high resolution that we had, but just locally. It just makes the files too big. So to do that is we're going to come over here to our tools, and we will use the editor. We're going to use the eraser, and we're going to make sure we have the partial checked because we have a full copy and we have a partial. We don't want to impact the full, just the partial. So let's make sure the check is right there. Now we're going to come in here to the area of interest where we thought we saw a dent right there. And you can kind of see it maybe, but it's not quite obvious. So what we want to do is we want to take a selection of this area and we want to bring it over into Zeiss Inspect and see if we can maybe measure the dent and get that enhanced in some way. So first we need to get a small section of it. So we're going to use this selection technique here to go ahead and isolate this area. This is still at full resolution, and this is at they're both at full resolution right now. So I actually want to go back here and downsample this just to have it as a reference. And so to do that, in Artec Studio 19, the algorithm is much faster. And so we are going to do a mesh optimization. And we can do this by forcing it to tell it how many triangles we want, or we can just do an error. And I like that one because it doesn't make me have to think as much. And one thing I've noticed, this algorithm runs a lot faster. So there we go. Now we have a file that is much smaller. This full file here is now only about 185 megabits. That's really good. And then here, that local copy, that thing is 42. So that's perfect. We're going to export both of them. All right, this is great. Now let's jump over to Zeiss, inspect, and see what we have here. I guess first let's take a look at, what else is possible. Doing like a metrology grade scanner, such as like a GOM Scan 1, which is what this actually was, or an ATOS Q, we can have, very small micron deviation, which is really useful for doing something on like a rotor, or maybe you wanted to do a runout analysis. And this is actually really impressive because if you look down here, you'll see all these little strips. This is virtually simulating a runout where you will take a dial probe indicator and you will, spin it around and see how far that thing deviates. And then here it colors it green if it's not far off, and it'll color it red if it's really high, or blue if it's really low. And so that's really an impressive inspection that you can do. And you can see with the photo-based GOM Scan 1, what would be possible there. But here we're going to be doing something a little different. So to do this, we're going to go ahead and launch another session. So we're going to go find where we put all of those scans. So we'll bring in the full, and we're just going to call the full. We're just going to trick it and tell it it's actually a CAD body. So we'll bring that in. And this is really here just to help us visualize what we're doing if we need it. And I let this deviate about 20 micron, which is exactly an order of magnitude better than what the Artec Leo is capable of. And so we have this here. It's really just a visual indicator. Now the software is going to want to have an alignment frame of reference. And so the default coordinate system here is not super useful. I don't really anticipate needing to fix that here for this quick demo. So now let's go ahead and bring in the partial. Now they're both going to be in the exact same coordinate system, so that'll make our life very easy. We're going to add this to the part, and we're going to tell it it's not a part of the CAD, it is a mesh. So the software always likes to use green and blue. The blue means it's the CAD, and the green means that it's the mesh. So there's our partial, and there's our full, and they're already aligned with each other. And so that's perfect. That's all we wanted to do. So we're just going to hide that here. Now we can tell that Dent is not incredibly obvious where it was at. If you go back and look at the video that I showed at the very beginning, it is pretty obvious. You can see it. I kind of smudged it with my finger. But here it's not incredibly obvious. You can kind of see it that it's there. And so to make it incredibly obvious, we are going to down select a little bit more. We're just going to go ahead and grab this data right around here, like that. We're going to use a really sweet feature in the software. This mimics how dents are done with a chalk technique, and it does it virtually. So it's called a surface defect map. And so it's going to want to know which direction to roll that chalk. And so, I could have taken a little bit of time in figuring out the direction. So let's bring this coordinate system here. More or less, let's just say we're going to virtually move that chalk in the Y direction. So there you go. Move it in the Y, and then it'll also give us a choice if we want to move it along the Z here. And so this coordinate system is very arbitrary, but all we're trying to do is figure out, is there a way we can enhance the inspection of this dent? Because that's really what we're after here. is, can we use the Artec Leo and its powerful capability of being able to scan car-sized objects without any targets so that we can actually identify dents? All right, well, it's giving me a 1 error. It doesn't like that I didn't give it an initial alignment. And so if we cancel this real quick and we come over here and we just say, you know what, I don't really care. We're just going to say that's the initial alignment. We're not doing anything fancy here. It will stop complaining, and then we'll just do that inspection one more time here. And specify the Y direction. Let's look at some of these. It automatically figures out the normal, and then it's going to look in 2 different directions. It'll look at depressions and bulges simultaneously. So what we're going to get, I'm anticipating a red and a blue, and I think we already saw that. So we'll let it do a little bit of computing here on this full resolution sample. And there you go. We're able to see a bulge, that's the red, as well as a depression. We could isolate them separately, so let's just look at depressions. So there you go. We had a bulge there before, but we're only looking at bulges, so it looks like the bulge got bigger, but really it's not having to balance out some of the depressions with the bulges, so now we just see this depression here. And then likewise, we could look at just the bulges. And so we're anticipating seeing something here with the heat map a little bit resized. And I think if I did one direction, it might be a little faster. Yep, sure enough, that's what we get. But we probably want to look at both of them simultaneously. And so here we only push the chalk in one direction, and so it was not clear to see the depression over here when we did that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on. And so this would be a very tedious thing to do in real life in both directions, but virtually we have this ability. All right, there we go. That result looks really good. And so we went from a situation where we couldn't really tell there was a bulge there, but we thought there was, to where it really jumps out. And so then we can go into the inspection workflow, and we could come in here and we could put some deviation labels. And I'm working in millimeters here. So we're looking at, a little over a millimeter, a little under of a millimeter. That would be very hard to detect with our eye, and it was. With the software, it was quite easy. So this is a really powerful combination for dent inspection, is the combination of the Artec Leo and its wireless capabilities with no targets to capture data on cars very quickly, and then be able to use Zeiss Inspect to automate the inspection measurement process. And so just one fast, let's kind of look at our global result here. So we were able to do something like this. We could really go and make this into a really nice report. Just something like this. And then of course the report is back here. And if you ever want to change your report, you're able to do that. Something like that. And then if you really wanted to, put that report back into the 3D space, you can do all that as well. Perhaps you want to add another page. And there you go. You'd be able to put together and export this as a nice PDF to a customer or an insurance entity or something of that nature if you were a dent inspection company.